Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about the third movement of Shostakovich's Cello Sonata. This start is somehow very difficult. I used to practice it with a metronome, and after a while it just doesn't work because it is not a beaty kind of movement. Certainly not the beginning. The beginning is timeless, and once you have the overall feel and pulse in you, you should discard the metronome and see if you can just play it with sort of a timelessness and a long, very long line. When we get to this B, D, think of this as a pleading gesture, speaking, pleading. It's a very vocal, in my opinion, vocal interval. So, and also there's no rush, so just be sure you give each note here its full value. So one. So this C is a special note, and I would play faster vibrato on it, and a special color on that pianissimo. In bar 36, we have a long glissando. I would take time, steal time from the F sharp in order to make this glissando, to give it its full value. So we are without a mute here. So start, as soon as you hit that F sharp, I would start moving towards the high G, or soon after. There's a lot of great colors that are created by using those, the C string, the high C string and the high G string in this movement, so don't discard those. I think even if you have a terrible wolf on the C, which I do, even the cracking of the sound can be adding something, in my opinion, to this vocal, this humanity in this piece. This movement is mostly a cello monologue, but be sure you let the piano come to the forefront when it has something important to say. And for example, the second half of bar 40, we just are holding a high A flat, which is naturally a loud register for us. So be sure you're not covering your pianist, and just keep an ear out for them. Especially the beginning of that A flat. Also, the second half of bar 42 to bar 44, the pianist has the more interesting melody and the more important part. So let's see, 42. You can sit a little bit on those syncopations, but be sure you're still hearing your pianist. And all this, those couple of bars are, we are here to support the piano and not vice versa. The climax of this movement is from bar 49 to 54. But don't lose steam in terms of tempo until bar 60. in other words, the pianissimo in upbeat 2 bar 58 is not an indication to slow down, in my opinion, and other people's opinion. Things really calm down only later with our pleading motif in bar 64, so, or rather 62. So I will start from upbeat 2 58, where we shouldn't slow down. 2, 3. This is really hard. There's a wolf there, but you can try and help by squeezing your knees around the cello. That helps sometimes. But this special color is really something you should not give up. And then and here the sun is peeking through the clouds. In bar 72, I heard it played without vibrato. I heard it really dead. I heard Shostakovich plays it quite alive with beautiful vibrato, and it can work both ways, in my opinion. This pleading motif comes back in bar 94, and again the vibrato should be short and narrow and fairly quick. When we see a pianissimo, it's not an indication to play a slow vibrato, always. Not in this case, in my opinion. And give a little bit of a start to this G sharp. And at the very end, I would do a little glissando and going into nothing. Be sure this connection is heard. This is it for today. See you next time. Thanks for watching.